tariffs are the beginning of an economic war between Europe, including the UK, and the US.
I think we're heading for either a very slow recession.
If things aren't improved very quickly, I think we're going to go down a very unsteady path.
Can you give us a brief overview of what the market's like this morning?
Volatile. I hope the UK will come to a deal with the United States, and hopefully it'll be less volatile for both them and us in respect with trading between each other.
Can you tell us what tariffs might mean for the UK economy?
I think tariffs are the beginning of an economic war between Europe, including the UK, and the US. And if things aren't improved very quickly, I think we're going to go down a very unsteady path.
So you don't think reciprocal tariffs would be the answer here?
Don't think so. No, retaliation just is more bad after more bad.
Could you give your current assessment of what the UK economy is like right now?
Not good.
Why is that?
I think everything's, from what Trump's having with Trump, everything's going down, but what I hear, all the stock market's going down or going very low. In real terms, money-wise, everything's going up. Salary increases aren't going up to match it. So I think we're heading for either a very slow recession.
Really?
Personally think, yeah.
What could Keir Starmer do to kind of reverse the tides?
It's hard to say because they came into. I'm not a Labour supporter. They came into power. The Tories weren't fantastic, but I think they've got everyone on side with pay increases. They don't deserve it, but they've given everyone a pay increase who probably vote for them. Everyone sort of middle England who earn a decent wage, I think are being hit very hard. I earn a good salary and I'm very strapped at the minute. Very, yeah.
And what do you think are the long-term effects if these tariffs aren't reversed on the UK economy?
From the USA?
For the UK.
For the UK? What America's imposed, you mean? Yeah. I don't know. It's either we got a... It's a hard one. I think America, he's right, he's looking after America. But on the flip side of that, it's going to hit the UK hard, especially the car industry. Anyone who exports to America is going to hit really hard. Europe, even harder, and the Far East, I think they're out of it. So I've got a feeling that either we're going to go and work more with the Europeans, get trade that way. If we stick to America, it's sort of like looking out for yourself, if that makes sense. But I think it's going to, yes. But I think Keir Starmer, I'm not quite sure. He seems to be doing the right thing, like negotiating, whereas Canada have hit back with like for like. I think negotiating is the best way of doing it, but I can't see the average Joe being well off or getting better, basically.
Final question. Yeah. So reciprocal tariffs then definitely aren't something that you would...
I don't think so, no. I think it would then become tit for tat. And say Trump is looking after America. You can't fault him for that. And he's stuffed the rest of the world, basically, which is the right way to go. But it's going to hit Europe, England, Far East very hard. So either they cut ties with America or they renegotiate their deals. But no, I think Trump's got one term in him, and that's him done. So
You would be allowed to serve another.
I don't think he will. I don't know. America's hard to judge.
Yeah.
They're very insular. So yeah, I don't know. It's a short answer in that.
Can you give us a brief overview of what the market's like this morning?
Volatile. I think mainly because of the tariffs from the United States. I hope the UK will come to a deal with the United States, and hopefully it'll be less volatile for both them and us in respect with trading between each other.
Who do you think have been the winners and losers on the stock market since the tariffs have been introduced?
I think that's difficult to say who's going to be the winners and losers. We'll have to wait and see what pans out if we come to a deal. I think if the United States, I'm not so sure they're going to be a winner if they keep such a draconian way of imposing tariffs, not just with the UK but internationally.
And finally, do you think that the only way for the UK to get out of this unscathed is to strike some sort of deal with the US?
Yes, I do. At the moment, the tariffs are 10%, slightly higher on other goods. I think the average should be around 4.1, and I think that's generally what the trades were. The trade deal was between us before the imposition of 10%. That's obviously better than Europe and elsewhere. So, and I know negotiations between the government and the US are still going on.
So what kind of advice would you be giving to Keir Starmer then, if you could?
If I could, I think we should start talking to the Americans and sort of telling them that they are going down the wrong path, and let's see if we can, get a free trade agreement with them for the UK.